Yes guys, going on? Welcome back. It is episode number 12 of the Summer Career Mode. Hope you're doing good. Return today on the back of our loss to Swansea that ended an 8-game winning run. I'm going to try and do 8 games today because that'll put us through to the official halfway stage, 23 games in the league season. So all these remaining games here in November, and again I'd say 4 of these games in December. Might also possibly play Southampton away because that is going to be a huge game as well based on the start of the season, but we will see. Anyway, to start season stuff, what we do have to begin with is a new batch of scouting. So let's see what we've got from our following month from our free scouts. We're from England. It doesn't look as though anyone is going to make the cut from this month. As for Ghana, we'll continue the scouting on these 4 players here. Chinedu Davis could be very good. We'll do one more month and see how he looks after that. And from Iceland, I must say, we may well have found the next Gylfi Sigurdsson, Vilhjalmur Anderson, 58 to 76 overall, solid potential, but it's only been the 1 month. So whilst the market valuation is good, we'll continue the scouting just for now. For me, it takes someone really special, and I mean really special, for them to get a scholarship after just the 1 month. Right, let's jump into it then. Our first game of today's episode, travelling to West London, QPR away from home on the back of the loss to Swansea. Well, I said it before, man, when you've had a loss, you got to bounce back instantly. That is just how overpowered form is. Certainly favourites travelling to Loftus Road. We need a much better performance than we had in South Wales. Let's return to anyways here. Come on, you Royals. I did a really cool QPR career mode back in 2021. It was actually the first next-gen career mode I did on the PS5. It was so fun. One of my favourite youth players since the next-gen consoles released in Charles Bull. The Bull, such a cool player with a cool nickname as well. But yeah, one of my favourites. You know, I get asked quite often as well, like, Docksy Boy, what's been your favourite career mode or your favourite save you've done in recent years? It's just so hard to pick one, man. It's always so nice when people tell me when they started watching me and what their favourite career mode was. But when I get asked what my own personal favourite is, you ask me on a different day, I'll give you a different answer. You know, maybe one day it'll be that QPR career mode. The next it'll be the Luton Town save I did at the start of this year's FC. Sometimes it'll be a classic one like a Watford save I did, or a West Bromwich Albion one. Depends on the day, really. I'll give you a different answer each time. But Bukhari right now, no defences have got an answer for this guy. 14 minutes in, and whether officially listed as a winger or a striker, it does not matter. He continues to bang them in. Quarter of an hour into the game, Reading in front. Free kick for Reading right on the edge as Lewis Wing places it down. He obviously scored the first goal with a save from a free kick. I think that's the first time I've ever done that in any career mode save I've done. So chance here from about 20 yards out. I wonder if a man's going to come across the draft exploder. Yes, he is indeed. So that means that we should have a man free there. And it's going to be Harvey just waiting for it. It's so easy. I mean, EA... Okay, so I think from now on, guys, I promise, I won't exploit that anymore. But EA have got to do something about that, man. Because it's not the first time it's happened within this save. And it certainly isn't the first time it's happened throughout FC 24. Listen, draft excluders, I mentioned before, in modern day football, are quite useful. Especially when the free kick is just outside the area. Because nowadays, a lot of players who have got such amazing technique will just try and drill it underneath the wall. But if a man's going to come across to be that draft excluder, then there needs to be a switch. You can't just leave a man free when, again, you're so close to the goal just outside the penalty area. I promise I won't exploit it anymore, but yeah, EA have got to do something about it, man. It's just far too silly. That strike is easily caught by Bennett. To be fair, goal scored via an exploit or not doesn't really matter. I mean, in this game, I've been in control from the first whistle, and whether it was quite a simple goal to score or not, I'm certainly going to deserve the 3 points, and there's no denying that. It is our third. It is Bukhari with another. And seeing as we're away at QPR, pay homage to one of the great QPR players in that save. The Bull, Charles Bull, doing the trademark celebration I used to do with Charles out of the academy. 3-0, Bukhari bags a brace. And yeah, exploit goal or not, this has been a very confident and comfortable display. Yep, as we said pre-game, once you've had that loss, you're going to get straight back on the winning wagon. Reading understood the assignment. A 3-0 defeat away in South Wales, followed on by a 3-0 win away in West London. Back on track, and now let's get back on a winning run. I'm currently still in second place as well by just a point. There's a cluster of teams, really, from us in second to Southampton in sixth, only separated by 3 points, but all of us quite a few behind the Blades right now, unbeaten in their first 16 games. Yeah, second place, I think we could definitely try and cling on to that, but top spot, I've got a feeling that Sheffield United might well run away with it. Anyway, following game, back home in Berkshire, taking on my guys, Millwall, the Lions, coming to the Medeski. Come on, you Lions. I'm sorry, come on, you Royals. Always so fun when you face the team you support. You know, I mentioned before, like, I often kind of struggle with this idea of, like, can you call yourself a fan of a team when you haven't been to a game for a while? I think you can, yeah, but as Lobato strikes the post, sometimes it does make me question, because I used to go to games a lot more than I do nowadays. If I'm being totally honest here, the main reason why is simply the cost of living crisis. I mean, it's hard to afford to pay me bills, let alone go and watch the football, you know. But it is a difficult one, and something I have wrestled with over the years as well. You know, back when I used to go and follow us home and away, you know, it's a lot different now. Quite frankly, just haven't got the money, and at times the time as well. Can you call yourself as much of a fan? It's something I do struggle with nowadays, not gonna lie. It's crazy how expensive football's got over the years, man, honestly, and not just at the top level, but even in the lower divisions, and even in the non-league as well. And I understand, you know, the lower down you get, the more important fan support becomes for attendances. But I sympathise so much with people that just can't afford to go anymore, because it just costs so much, you know. And like I remember back when I was a kid, as Bukhari shows off his agility and the finishing touch as well. What a goal from Bukhari. When I was a kid, it was, put it this way, I always quick to point this out, football's never been cheap per se. It's never been cheap, at least not in my lifetime. But it certainly has gotten more and more expensive as the years have gone on. And I just don't know if we'll ever see a return of the days where it was, you know, something. Even my family, I come from quite a poor family, but even we could still afford to go on occasion. I don't know if it'll ever go back to the point where, you know, it's not something you worry about. Do you know what I mean? You can just say, oh yeah, I'm going to go watch football on the Saturday without having to think about it. And that's the thing. Now, it's like, if you want to go, you got a budget for it. Do you know what I mean? You got a budget for the experience, as opposed to just saying, yeah, I'll pop down on the Saturday. Anyway, tune it up. Quick fire double by Bukhari. For those that have made the trip to the Medeski, once again, they're seeing a contender for the golden boot in the championship. And number 9 is on fire right now, with Harvey skipping away and rolling through Femi for the third. Just over the bar. Yeah, might have come up against Millwall in this game, but wasn't going to take it easy for sentimental reasons. Needed to get back-to-back wins, and we do as well. Back-to-back clean sheets as well, with a 2-0 scoreline here, as we aim to go back on a winning run. Let's keep it going. Following game on Tuesday night, aiming to make it 3 wins on the trot, staying in Berkshire. Sunderland coming to the Medeski Stadium as we aim to stay on Sheffield United's coattails. Still 4 points behind, and they're still undefeated as well. They are looking like the front runners for this year's second tier. Let's get our third win on the trot though. Come on, you Royals. When I was a kid, there was nothing more enjoyable than Saturday afternoon. Favourite time of the week. Whether I was going to a game or just watching on the sofa, either way. As Dennis's delivery is headed in by Femi, placed on a plate, but sometimes I just forget, you know, I'm older now. It's as simple as that. I'm turning 32 in November, and, you know, it's a part of getting older, having to make sacrifices and give up some of the things you love for the necessary decisions that are so hard to have to make at times, you know. And, you know, hopefully one day, fingers crossed, touch wood, I'll get married and possibly have kids as well, and then I'll have to make even more sacrifices. The things that I'm lucky enough to do now, like, you know, play video games and play FC. There may come a time in a few years where I've got to give this up as well, do you know what I mean? It's just a part of life, unfortunately, you know, it's just part of getting older as well, having to make sacrifices. It happens to us all. It is something I'm hopeful for in the future, you know, being able to take one of my kids to a game, you know. Because some of my happiest memories from childhood are, you know, going to the den with my dad and, you know, sometimes my uncle and a family friend, you know. And the idea that I could hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, one day get the chance to do that myself, you know. Sometimes I'm so down about life and I just feel like, you know, not being here anymore. And then I think about the things that I want to still experience in the future. And the idea of being able to do that, you know, take my son or daughter, you know, to the den on a Saturday afternoon. Yeah, I dream. Docksy can dream, right? There's Mbenge, comes inside, tons of space, rolls it across and finished by Bukhari. And right now this guy is dreaming of leading us to the Premier League. Bukhari is absolutely dominating in the second tier. He's on absolute flames. When we had our winning run halted by Swansea in embarrassing fashion, I was wondering what kind of response we were going to get. Was it going to derail our impressive start to the season, or would it just be a blip? I think it's safe to say on the back of 3 straight clean sheets, 3 straight wins and 9 points taken from 9, it was the latter. Reading back on the run with another big 3 points. And as we convert Luke to an official DM, he's been a really solid pickup on a free transfer, man. A lot of his games have come from the bench, but to be fair, I've played him at CDM, I've filled him in at right back at times as well when coming off the bench, and at CB as well. He's been a solid little player coming in, and I've got no plans to sell this guy at all, man. I want to keep him here till retirement. Following game, no biggest of the season so far, and it's not even close. Going away to the only undefeated side in the league, who is still top of the table. 2 points clear of us. It's Sheffield United the Blades at Bramall Lane. A chance to possibly go top, and we will with a win, or for the Blades to show why they're top and undefeated and extend the gap in pole position to 5 points. Massive game in Yorkshire. The Blades away. Come on, you Royals. Sheffield United, of course, another team that were relegated last season, both in real life and in the save as well. Going for a rebuild themselves in this window. Lots of their core, of course, leaving. George Baldock, my claim to fame, used to play against him in school football. Might have mentioned that once or 7,000 times. He's obviously left after many years. Ollie McBurney, who's denied by Bennett there, is gone. Obviously they've lost Egan and Norwood and Basham, so quite a lot of the core is gone. And, you know, relegation is always a very, very sad time when a team goes down, don't get me wrong, but it's also a fun time, you know, a fun time to rebuild and start something new. Do you know what I mean? It's both scary, but also it can be quite fun. I remember when we went down many, many years ago, and there was a little bit of fear about it, don't get me wrong, but there was also excitement about what could possibly be the new core coming through with us. There's Nibs! Drills in the opener! But the most important thing is getting the job done on the pitch, whoever you got in your squad. And Harvey Nibs, no matter what division we're in, I want him with me. Fires in the opener, Reading go in front. Yeah, it'll be interesting for the Blades, I must say. Again, I know they've lost a couple of key players too, such as Cameron Archer and Jaden Bogle, but it's still going to be an exciting year back in the second tier, I'm sure. And I feel they're trying to do a bit of a Burnley, do you know what I mean? When Burnley went down and they... oh, great save, Bennett again. Replaced so much of their squad and managed to bounce back instantly with a new core. I wonder if the Blades are hoping for the same. Well, of course they're hoping for the same, but that's maybe what they're basing their model on. Even so, Bennett in this game, talk about turning up, man. He's been brilliant all year long, going for that golden glove. And as things stand, Reading going to be the first team to beat Sheffield United all season long and go top of the championship. Just call us the new Ipswich Town and Docksy Boy, the new Kieran McKenna. God, I love Harvey Nibs, man. He's one of those players that plays higher than the rating suggests. And I often mention this, and in fact, I think we were talking about it in the last episode, but it's why... Oh, great work from Haynes. Oh, tackle's flying in now. It's getting a bit chippy out there in such a big, high-pressure game between the top two. Honestly, like, if I could give one tip for people playing CM that may be new to the game, the overall rating, take it with a pinch of salt. Genuinely, take it with a pinch of salt. Yes, it's important to indicate, oh, someone's pulled up there. It's Femi, how good a player he's going to be. But the most important thing is how you feel controlling the players. Harvey might be one of our lowest rated outfield players. To me, he feels like one of the best. But that's a worrying sign now. Femi's been great all year long. And hopefully that will just be a little bruise. As Bukhari goes down! Docksy Boy asking for a penalty, nothing given. Well, I must have misseen that, because that looked like a pen to me. Put it this way, if that Swansea pen in the last episode was given, I thought that one should have been 2, but maybe I didn't see it correctly. Always hold my hands up except when I got it wrong, and I might have got that one wrong too. Jeez, Ferreira clips it in off the post, and the Blades stop themselves getting blunted for the first time and remain undefeated. It's clutch from the American as Ferreira equalises right towards the end. And unfortunately, as we do see after the game as well, Femi is going to miss December. He's out for 4 weeks after pulling his quad there at Bramwell Lane. That's gutting, man, because he's been so good for me this season. Just for our following game away in the North East against the Tigers, Hull City, we'll have our next scouting update and our next 3 reports from England, Ghana and Iceland. So yeah, just before that game away at Hull, let's see who we've got from our next batch of scouting. Where from England we shall continue scouting on these 3 players just for now. And from Ghana, I must say, Kingsley could be quite exciting. 6'6". There's quite a few players here that I'll continue scouting on. I'm very tempted to give Davies a scholarship, but I'll just do the 1 more month and see how they all look after that. And as for Iceland, I'll continue the scouting on these 2 players for now. Right, yeah, following game, Hull away in the North East. Might have had our winning run ended by the Blades. We're still unbeaten after our last 4 games. Now going away, taking on the Tigers, aiming to bounce back here. We did that on the back of our loss away against Swansea. Now let's do the same here against Hull City. Come on, you Royals. Oh, that's a nice slip ball through. Haynes reads it well, but can't prevent the corner. As Hull look for the opener. 29 minutes in. Great team for an RTG, by the way, Hull. Really, really cool team. But anyway, still tied at 0-0. As the Tigers look for the opener, and they've got it. McLaughlin heads in the opener, and the Tigers draw first blood. Okay, well, we said this in the last episode against Swansea when we lost. When you've had a loss or you've had a slip-up, you've got to bounce back. Hard to call a draw against the league leaders and unbeaten Blades a slip-up, but it wasn't a win. So with that being the case, got to bounce back. Instead, as things stand, set for no wins in 2 and 1 point taken from 6. A run like this won't keep us in the top 2. Yeah, it's going to be yours, Reggie. Well done, mate. And still down by 1 in a game where I've not really had any joy on the offensive end. Great turn by Lenny. Bond, hold it up, and then there we go. Lewis, come on, mate, you got to finish. You got good technical ability. Oh, great save. Only real chance I've had all game. And I couldn't put the finishing touch on the move. 17 to go, still down by 1, and as things stand, oh, Lobato's bicycle kick off the line. Set for our second loss in 5 and back-to-back games without a win. Can we find a leveller in the game? I've just left it too late. To be fair, they've done a great job of isolating Bukhari as well. I have not been able to get him where I want him, which is in behind that back line. Lenny, oh, wonderful flick. And Bond will find Bukhari. Please, someone get on the end of this. Please, someone get on the end of this. Oh, it's going to drop to Lewis Wing. Shot blocked. And Shirkin! Come on! Rescues Reading right in the death. What a time to get your first goal, and how often do I say it? If you're going to score your first goal for your new club, make it a memorable one. Not much more memorable than a late leveller to extend the unbeaten run to 5. It's not a win, but we'll take it. Dennis with a late leveller, Reading snatch a point. But it is still a slip up and 2 points drop. No wins in our last 2, and the Blades have now re-extended the lead at the top of the table to 4 points. So got to return to winning ways, and really, this should be a banker, no doubt about it. Rock bottom, Stoke City, only 9 points on the board so far. Put it this way, if we can't return to winning ways in this one, we're not going to stay in an automatic promotion place for much longer. Stoke City at home, come on you Royals. You know, I do love it when a team needs someone to stand up and be a hero. And in the end, it's someone who you just would not expect. It's not the best player in the team. It's not the top scorer or the main goal threat. It's not the captain. It's not one of the senior leaders. It's just someone random, you know? Kind of reminds me of when Fabio Grosso scored the winning goal in the World Cup semi back in 2006 against Germany. That celebration where he just runs like a headless chicken is ingrained in my mind, man. And I'm sure is for many Italians of a certain age as well. No one expected Fabio Grosso to be the man that sent Italy through to the World Cup final. But he did, and of course they subsequently went on to win it. It's just so cool, and it's a random player that ends up writing themselves into folklore, you know. That level of there, not quite of the same sort of prestige away against Hull, but even so, certainly felt like it. Still 0-0 here though. What a disappointing slip-up this would be. 3 straight draws, 3 straight games without a win, and failing to beat bottom place Stoke at home. This, quite frankly, oh come on ref, he's not going to cut it. I think it's safe to say we're starting to run out of gas as Dennis wins it back, but is there enough time to get the ball forward for one last attack? No. Oh, who's gone down? Who's gone down? Lewis, what? Where was that? Lewis down? And that might be a season ender, but what happened there? Didn't even see it. Literally did not even see it. Oh, he pulled up. He pulled up. That's always like the scariest injury when a player pulls up and there's no one around him as well. That's such a scary sight now. But what is scary right now is Reading's run. 3 straight draws, and I often say this, but you know, wins will always be good, losses will always be bad, but draws will always be subjective. That draw at Bramwell Lane, good result. The draw here at home to Stoke, not a good result. Oh, as we almost won it to death. Elliott denied, and Stoke all clear. Yep, draws will always be subjective, man. Great point away against the league leaders unbeaten. Sheffield United away. Poor goalless draw at home to a side bottom of the table. 3 straight draws and we're really starting to slow down, man. Reading have been found out. God, isn't career mode bizarre? Like, I very rarely have players get injured via pulling up. And now I've had 2 in the same season at the same save. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Like London buses, you wait so long for and then 2 come along at once. Winged over torn calf muscle. It's not a broken toe, but it's the same duration he's done for 3 months. And that's a big blow, man. He's like the heartbeat of our team through the middle, him. Right, let's do 2 more then, get through to the halfway stage where we're now 6 points behind the Blades and starting to slow down. Following contest won't be easy either. Back in South Wales, and the last time we were here, we were battered by Swansea 3-0. Now taking on their rivals Cardiff away against the Bluebirds. Let's try and return to winning ways on the back of 3 straight draws. Come on, you Royals. God, I love how many real stadiums there are in the Championship now. It's class, man. More please, EA though. More please. I want more real stadiums. I just love it as Lenny fires in the opener and Reading go in front. If I could add in 1 real stadium to the game that's not in FC right now. And I can't choose the Den. Because you know that would be my first choice. I would choose... I mean, you could be obvious and say the Nou Camp, obviously. But if we're not talking about, you know, one of the massive stadiums at a massive club that just aren't in the game due to licensing, I'd probably choose... Do you know what I'd choose? I'll probably choose the Maracana. I'll probably choose the Maracana in Rio de Janeiro. Obviously, the home stadium of Flamengo, and the site at the 2014 World Cup as well. Yeah, I think I'd choose the Maracana. I'll go South America and choose the Maracana because there's not... Oh, great finish, Harvey. There's not actually that many South American stadiums in FC, and that's one thing as well that I dream of one day. EA getting the licensing back for the Brazilian top division. I want that so badly, man. Oh, and I'll tell you one stadium that's criminally not in the game as well is the tackle Lenny, the Estadio Jose Alvalade. Where's that? Where is? I do not understand how that's not been added into the game yet. Because in Portugal you got the big 3. Porto, Benfica and Sporting. The Dragão and the Toulouse got added in, I think it was last year. And yet last year's Portuguese champions, Sporting, they haven't got their real stadium yet. Where's that? Definitely think that should be added in. As Reggie rolls it across and Nesta gets a 3rd to wrap it up. Yet Reading back to winning ways with a bang. What a performance as we win 3-0 in South Wales. Talk about exercising those demons. Lost 3-0 last time we were in South Wales. This time we win 3-0. Heck of a team performance this, and a massive return to winning ways. And after the Blaze just had their first loss of the season away at Turf Moor. Thank you, Burnley. Let's see if we can go into the halfway stage. Top of the table because a win here and a loss for Sheffield United. We'll see that be the case. Preston at home, our final game of the first half of the season, as we aim to be at least in the top 2, which we will with a win, and possibly even top 1. Let's go get the job done. Come on, you Royals. We talked about this a lot last season, but one of the big reasons why we won the title and won it convincingly too, as Bennett makes a good save, is because we were good, but we were good consistently. It was the consistency that ended up seeing us escape the chasing pack and take the title as well. It's a mantra I try and repeat in my personal life quite often. If you're good, you'll get it. If you're consistent, you'll keep it. It's all well and good doing something good once, but if you can do it consistently, that's what separates you from the chasing pack. Harvey Nibbs fires in the opener. Reading in front. Trying to get back to winning ways, and number 7 puts us in front this afternoon. Well, not at our best, but how often do we say it? That's what the best need to do. Grind out a victory even when they haven't played well. 3 straight clean sheets, but back-to-back wins, and to be fair, no losses in 8 as well. Definitely Reading back on track as we stay in the top 2. Let's see where we are at the official halfway stage. Well, in the race for the Golden Boot, we kept him quiet in that last game. Will Keane fired a blank, but is still in pole position. To be fair to Bukhari, though, 10 and 18, excellent ratio and in the top 7. Still a few goals off the league leader, but not that many goals behind. As for assists, though, he's leading the way in the race for the assist title, 2 clear of Jaden Bogle in second with 8 in 18. Man, he has been a problem all season long. And as for the Golden Glove, Bennett, 14 in 23. The kid is having slow growth, but is not showing that on the pitch. He is off to a fantastic start. And as for where we are in the table, there's your answer. After the Blades were beaten at home by Stoke City, who were rock bottom beating top away. I tell you, man, EA, I've said this before, they've got to tone down form. It's just far too overpowered. They had a single loss and now have lost back-to-back, and we've capitalised. Best defensive record in the division, only 12 conceded in 23 and 33 goals scored as well. Top on goal difference, but it's still incredibly tight. We're only 3 clear of Luton in 3rd place for the playoffs right now. Seeing the Hatters, Burnley, Coventry City and Southampton occupying the top 6. But that'll do it for today's episode of the Summer Career Mode, guys. So big thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode with more big games in the Championships. We've now gone into pole position, aiming to stay there. We'll have the FA Cup 3rd round against Newcastle United. The Magpies coming to the Medeski, and with the January window opening, I'm not sure we'll do much, but I guess we'll see. Have a great day, guys. Much love, and I'll see you for the next episode very soon.